Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 in our series where we're practicing over a 1-6-2-5-1. And I've heard more feedback from this series than almost any other that I've done that this has been hugely beneficial. And it's just sort of proving the point, right, that we really just need to take action. Taking action is where it's at. I've heard from so many viewers that this is the first time that they're actually starting to see some of these sounds come out in their playing, and it's all due to that repetition. So if this is the first that you're hearing of this, I will put the link in the description to the 2 other videos. You should probably go back and start with video number 1 and work your way to this point, because this time we are going to use 2 diminished sounds in this 1-6-2-5-1. Last time we introduced 1 over the 6 chord. Now we're going to double down and introduce another diminished sound over the 5 chord to create that amazing tension and release. All right, so this is what the progression is going to look like for this workout. We have the 1 chord, and then we have our chord substitution of the diminished instead of the 6 chord. Then we have our 2 chord, and we're going to use another diminished substitution over the 5 chord, which is a different scale. So what is this going to require from you? You are going to have 2 of these whole half diminished scales under your fingers, in your ears. You're going to want to develop some fluency with them, because your fluency with them is going to dictate at the end of the day what you can actually play in your improvisations over this. Now, the improvisations will get you really far, right? Like all those reps of the actual progression and just playing over it, I mean, that's going to go a long way, right? But I do recommend taking a little bit of time and working on the scales in their raw form before you dive in, so that at least you have some familiarity built up. So remember, you're going to need to know 2 of the scales. So if you find your appropriate transposition and you pause or take a screenshot of this, these are the actual scales that you should probably work on, wrap your head and your fingers around before you dive into the improvisation. So speaking of being fluent with the diminished sound, and because I've gotten so much positive feedback on how much this has helped so many of you, I've been diligently working on a new course called Diminished Decoded, and it's almost set for release. Now, this course is based off of exactly the principle of this video. It's all about creating an environment where we have the minimum viable information to just start doing things. So what we don't worry about is all the theory, trying to get it all squared away in your head before you actually start doing things. This course is all about taking action. The majority of the course is to literally just have you do a bunch of things with diminished, so that in very, very short order, you just start being able to play diminished scales, diminished arpeggios, diminished phrases in context without even thinking about it. Basically, this course is all about programming you to be able to express diminished without thinking. And you know, most courses, they're all about, let's learn the theory and let's make sure that we know everything that's going on here. And then when it comes time to doing things, you're kind of lost. Every single lesson in this course is guided, meaning that you're going to do exactly the same things I do with students when they're in this room with me, which is play together. And that bias toward action, it's going to make such a huge difference for so many of you that thought you couldn't do this, but all of a sudden you're playing some really hip stuff with diminished and you're not even thinking about it. Then all you need to know is where to put it, and you need to start improvising with it, and we're good to go. So if you've really liked these 3 videos where we're just like trading, but you know you need some more fluency with the diminished scale, well, you could go and you could make all your own exercises, but this course is just going to provide you with a ready-made program where all you have to do is hit play, do a lot of repetition, and you'll come out of it with actual skills. So if you're watching this video right when it comes out, I am going to be launching that course next week. And below this video, I have a link to sign up for the waiting list. And those people that are on the waiting list, you'll be the first to be notified when it comes out, and you'll receive a pretty massive launch discount. So if you know you want this course, if you know you really want to harness the power of diminished and be able to use it in your solos, sign up to be notified at the link below. You'll get an email from me next week, and you'll also get the code for that huge huge discount. So excited to see all the results that you are going to get from this course. I've honestly never been more excited about something that I'm going to release. Now, if you're watching this video after April 2025, you'll just find a link to the course in the description. All right, so without any further ado, let's dive into the trading track. So this is going to be 40 times through the progression. I'm going to play 8 bars and you're going to play 8 bars. And we're just going to continue to trade back and forth for about 10 minutes. And we're going to do our best to harness the power of those 2 places that we're going to use diminished. Enjoy, have fun, and remember, it's about how many times you can do this. That's really going to determine at the end of the day how comfortable, confident, and fluent you are with these sounds. So keep at it and watch how much it's going to benefit you. Here we go.